Ephesians. Great! You figured it out. You have solved the mystery. Once again, the Pink Panthers and the Red Cheetahs have solved a mystery that will forever be known under men. Okay, maybe not. Anyway, Ephesians, the book of Ephesians. And Jason can show you where that is at in your Bibles. So, the book of Ephesians is a letter that Paul wrote to the people who lived in Ephesus. Oh, okay. Let's talk a little bit about Ephesus. Now, Ephesus was a city that was built 6,000 years before Christ was born. Whoa, that's a long time. So, how old is the United States? The United States is only about 3,000 years old. So, hey, this was a lot older than even the United States. The city of Ephesus was glorious. It had marble streets. No, marble. You know what marble is like? You ever had a sack of marbles? No, not those. That kind of marble. Marble is a really slick and hard stone, and it's beautiful. And the streets were made of marble. They weren't blacktop like we have. They were marble, and they lasted forever. In fact, Jason and I stood on those streets, and they're very old, but they are still in really good shape. We stood there in those streets, and what we saw was buildings and architecture around us that we know was in place when Jesus was alive here on earth and when the Apostle Paul wrote this letter to the Ephesians. Now, when Paul would write a letter to a city or a town or people, he was trying to teach them and help them to be closer to God. And, we'll find when we look in the book of Ephesians that Paul was quite happy with the people of Ephesus. Jason and I found while we were there was a library and a big open air theater or auditorium where the Apostle Paul actually spoke to the people. Now, I'm not going to get into anything heavy. We are going to talk about some of the subjects that Paul taught about in a later class, but let's think about Ephesians and how the people of Ephesus lived. So some of the things that Jason and I learned while we were there is that even in this old country, they had hot and cold running water. Okay, cold water we know comes from the ground. How do you think they had hot water? Think about that for a minute and get back with me, will you? See ya.